How you doing, guys? Big Mac Danskell here again today, back once again with another episode.
Not so Sigmar Saturday.
And today's episode, I just wanted to show you my, I was going to say my Sigmarine, but he's not a Sigmarine, he's a Space Marine. Yeah, just wanted to show you the Space Marine I painted up for the new Warhammer store in Stockport. It was having a grand opening today, if you like, and there was a paint up Primaris Marine competition, and I entered it. I didn't win, but you know, I'm pretty pleased with the results. It's kind of like a test colour scheme for a new way I've got of painting the Deathwatch now. It's pretty close to the old way, if I'm honest, because there's still a lot of edge highlighting in there. However, you may think this armour is looking quite black, but it's actually not. It's Chaos Black base coat, or undercoat, and it's also the base coat. And then sprayed from above with Vallejo Model blue-grey or grey-blue, I'm not sure which way around it is. And I'm going to show you on my makeshift turntable a few different angles. So you can see as I spin it around, there's a bee on the shoulder pad. Now, this is the Manchester worker bee. I posted a picture on Instagram earlier and asked for suggestions for a name. I got a suggestion that I quite liked. It was the Apis Marines. Apis is the genus name for the bees. He said it was killer bees, but I googled it and I think it's just bees in general, like honeybees. Honeybees, worker bees, any other bees. So that name though, Apis Marines, I'm not too sure about Apis Marines. So in the typical Proto-Latin / Greek, because Apis is Greek rather than Latin. In the typical Proto-Latin fashion of everything in the Imperium, I think I'll call this chapter the Apis Mancunis, so like the Mancunian bees, if you like. I'll spin him round. This is a really simple little. It's not quite work. There we go. It's quite smooth. If I can get something to turn this automatically, I do have a coffee stirrer that I have. I was thinking maybe I could get that attached to the side somehow, and it could quite gently spin this round. It might be a bit too quick though. But this is my entry into the competition, and it didn't win. There was a really nicely painted. I'm not sure of the chapter, but it was half blue, half white, and I think it was an Ultramarine successor. And he had like a wing and a talon on the shoulder pad. You might know. Maybe I don't think it was Hawklords. I think they're orange and red or something, aren't they? But could have been something talons or something. I don't know. But anyway, it was half blue, half white, and the white was really nice. That won the competition. I didn't even make it to like the final 5. But like I said, I was quite pleased with the results for this. It's almost got me tempted to do a whole chapter like this. However, what I think will end up happening to this particular Marine is he will end up joining my Deathwatch because I've not glued him together apart from his head. So I can just take the arms off, chop that pad off, put it on the other side, stick a Deathwatch arm on that side, or a Deathwatch pad, whatever, and then he can join my Deathwatch. The paint scheme fits in quite nicely with the Deathwatch. I'll show you now the magical turntable that I've made. It's a peanut butter lid from a jar of, I don't know, it might be Sunpat peanut butter, something like that. And then that's the lid from my Chaos Black spray underneath. If I can get that to steady somewhat, maybe put some ball bearings in there or something, that'd be quite a nice little turntable that I've made there. But yeah, I didn't get time. I finished this guy this morning. Didn't get time to put the tactical marking or the Primaris marking, whatever it is, on this shoulder pad. It's an arrow, isn't it, like the tactical Marines have. But this guy wouldn't have that anyway, actually, thinking about it, because he's supposed to represent a lieutenant, this guy. I was thinking of maybe fielding him as a lieutenant if I do play my Primaris force, just with Imperial Fist Chapter Tactics, because my Primaris Marines for the Warhammer Online Chronicles, VGO Chronicles, they are going to be Imperial Fists, and I better get them base coated tomorrow. I've got some of them ready to be undercoated, base coated here, if we can get them in shot, yeah. They're nicely attached to the sprue like Craig from Kablams does, and Sam as well from Warhammer Online. I've got some of them ready, so they're going to get undercoated and base coated tomorrow hopefully, and then I'll be at a stage where I can just go over the whole miniatures and at least get the base coats on. So by the end of the month, which is when the VGO Chronicles finishes, I might actually have a 50 power level force finished. I also picked up today, these aren't actually from it, but I picked up the first strike set, which come with these Marines in. Now some people I know, I think Leaky Cheese was saying in his videos, he's posed his in different ways. They're like single pose miniatures. They've got like posts coming out of the torso and the arms fit on in a particular way. He said he didn't like them, so he reposed them. I prefer the poses that they come in the box. However, this Marine was from the £10 box, and the first strike box has 3 more in, so I will be reposing some of them. He said he thought like the ankles looked like they were turning, you know, like going over on their ankle kind of thing. But having worked in one of my previous jobs with gait analysis quite a bit, these don't look like their ankles are turning to me. It just looks like his ankles are set that way because of his feet, his legs are so widely spread. But you know, obviously not everybody's going to agree. It's an opinion at the end of the day. So all opinions are valid, unless they're wrong. Yeah, unless you can prove that they're wrong. But an opinion can't be wrong, really, can it? Unless it's something like the world is flat and science suggests the world isn't flat. But there we go. That went on a bit more than I thought. Let's put my Primaris Marine back up there so you can see him in all his glory again, and give him one last spin. See if we can get a single spin going. 1, 2, 3. Whee! There we go. Oh, perfect. You can see the B as the last little bit there. I completely forgot to mention when I was recording that then, because I'm an absolute idiot, is the B was made for me by Craig from Kablams. And yeah, he was kind enough to make it for me from plastic card. Yeah, I just want to say a big massive thank you. I think I've mentioned it in previous videos where I've shown off the B and stuff like that, but just another shout out to him because it's absolutely quality, and he did say to me he'd make me a whole load of them if I wanted to do a chapter of Marines in that chapter. But I think I'll just leave it to the one, because I always have had a hankering for Imperial Fists, so if I don't do Imperial Fists now, I think I'll regret it. Yeah, so thank you very much, Craig, and yeah, go check out his channel if you're not already subbed to him. Check it out, and then probably give him a sub. You don't have to though, it's up to you. Thanks very much for watching, I'll see you on the battlefield.